Welcome back to the deep dive. Today we're digging into some really compelling sources, quite unique actually.
Definitely.
They include scriptural counsel for a group called the Renewed Levitical Priesthood, or RLP. Now, for many of us familiar with, traditional biblical ideas, this concept of a distinct hierarchical priesthood alongside the priesthood of all believers, well, it might make you pause.
It certainly raises questions.
So our mission today is to unpack how these documents show a very specific, unique calling for this RLP group, particularly in what they call the end times.
That's right. We want to explore how these sources place the RLP within the broader biblical picture.
And why?
And crucially, why this mission is seen as so vital. Vital for tackling both, skepticism and that sincere spiritual searching we see everywhere today.
A dynamic answer, then.
Exactly.
Yeah.
To very current questions.
Okay, so let's get into the first big takeaway from these sources, and it is surprising for many.
It is.
Right away, they lay out this interesting tension. On one side, you have the universal priesthood of all believers.
Which is fundamental.
Right, rooted in the Lord, coming from Judah. It sets up this principle of, radical equality. No human hierarchy allowed in general worship. Hebrews makes that clear.
But then, and this is what's fascinating, the same sources introduce a renewed hierarchical RLP.
Hierarchical, how does that square?
Well, it's a distinct, ordered structure. Its legitimacy, they argue, comes from God's own ordering of the Levites, back in Chronicles and Numbers.
Okay.
But the key is, its authority isn't about personal power. It's described as delegated, functional.
Like a task force.
Exactly like a specialized task force.
Yeah.
Serving under the Lord from Judah. It's this dynamic of, let's say, specialized service within that bigger universal reality.
Okay, so given that duality, this specialized group, what's its job? What's the RLP's purpose in these end times, according to the sources? And this is where it gets, really striking, almost counterintuitive. Their central task, restoring memorial altar sacrifices.
No, hold on. It's not about atonement. The sources are absolutely clear on that. They even point to Hebrews.
Right, the blood of bulls and goats.
Exactly. Instead, it's defined as a spiritual sacrifice. Praise, proclamation. Thinks 1 Peter.
It works on this principle of anamnesis.
Anamnesis, making the past present.
Sort of. It's more like making a past event so vibrantly present its power resonates now. A tangible anchor, maybe, in a world full of doubt.
So if it's not atonement, what's the point? Why this physical act in a spiritual context?
Well, the sources argue this very act is the answer, a visible, tangible answer.
To
the scoffer's challenge, from 2 Peter, where's the promise of his presence?
Oh, okay.
And also to the genuine seeker's question, like John the Baptist's disciples asking in Luke, are you the one who is to come?
So it's a sign, a prophetic sign, yes. A kind of history lesson for humanity, they say. It points backward to Christ's finished work and forward to his return, fulfilling that mandate to restore all things.
Wow. Okay. Leading something like that demands more than just skill, right?
Yeah.
It needs a specific kind of person, character.
Absolutely. Deep inner fortitude.
Yeah.
The sources point to figures like Phineas.
Known for his zeal.
His commitment to God's commands, yes. Yeah. And
Zadok.
Unwavering loyalty to God's chosen king. That's the kind of steadfastness needed for, a task this significant spiritually.
It really makes you think about the personal cost, the commitment involved.
It does.
This character has to endure reproach, but with patient confidence in, future vindication, like Micah describes.
Yeah.
And there needs to be this solemn reverence for the sheer gravity of their oath, life and death stuff, like in Joshua.
And this Zadokite standard, this faithfulness, it's explicitly tied to the RLP's authority to receive the tithe. Malachi mentions it.
The tithe connection.
Yes, but it's presented as more than just finances. It's a sacred trust, divinely given fuel, you could say, for this end-time restoration work.
So we've seen how these sources weave together the universal and the specific, the ancient and the prophetic, all circling around this tangible act of remembrance and this call to, unwavering character.
Which brings us to a really important question for you, the listener. In a world that's constantly demanding concrete proof, clear answers, what might it actually mean?
If
a specific, seemingly ancient action, like restoring an altar, is presented by these sources as God's dynamic, visible response to our deepest questions about faith and doubt, right here, right now, in our own time.